Hi guys, it's Adrienne and I'm going to do my August favourites for you this month. You may have noticed that my hair's a lot shorter. I had it cut and coloured on Friday. I got it coloured by the lovely people over at Lisa Shepherd, their quick colour bar, which was a fantastic experience, which I'll do a write-up about very soon on the blog. And then I also got it cut by my lovely mother. She does really good haircuts and I'm really impressed with it. It's so much quicker in the shower, it's so much quicker to dry my hair. Really loving it. But aside from that, let's crack on with my August favourites. Let's jump straight in with a lip colour. I've really been loving the Bourjois Colour Boost lip crayons in all of the colours. I bought all 4 of them. I'm really late to the party with these because I brought them pretty much as soon as they were released, but I haven't actually put up my review of them on the blog yet. It is scheduled and I do have my long hair, so I apologise for that, but moving on from that, I'm currently wearing their Peach on the Beach in this video, but I really love their Red Sunrise. Now, Red Sunrise is this wearable red, it's an everyday red, it's slightly pinky red, so it doesn't come across so harsh. It's really easy to wear with a smoky eye. I can't fault this colour at all. It comes up really lovely. I'll just give you a little quick swatch there. It's such an intense pop of colour. I mean, it's quite shiny, it's quite vibrant, but then when you actually put it on the lips, it doesn't look quite so domineering. I would suggest perhaps wearing a lip pencil under this in a kind of a warmer red, perhaps underneath, just to make the colour stay a bit, because even though it claims 10 hours of hydration and is very hydrating on the lips, it doesn't last for 10 hours, obviously. You know, you're eating, you're drinking, it rubs off quite easily, but this colour is so easy to reapply, and I would compare this with the Clinique Chubby Sticks, and I have, of course, the heftiest hibiscus colour. And I would compare these. I would say that the Clinique Chubby Sticks, even in the intense version, are probably slightly more matte than the Colour Boost lip crayons, but I'm absolutely loving them, and for the price, I had to have them all. They're all such lovely colours, and you can look for a post on that very soon. Moving on, we've got the Bourjois Bronzing Primer. Now, I had, for my July favourites video, another bronzing product from Bourjois, and that was the BB Cream. Now, I wasn't massively sold on the bronzing primer until I saw Este's blog post about it, and it changed my perspective on the way that I saw it. I saw it as more of a product that would probably make my cheeks look maybe a bit too yellow-orange, and it wouldn't really work for me, which is why I invested in the BB cream, because I thought actually it's an all-over colour, this will be better for me. But I've been looking for something that's going to replace my MAC Sun Dipped once it eventually does disappear, because I have hit pan and it's probably about nearly dead right now, dead in the water, and I have been looking for something else, but everything's just far too shimmery. And after seeing this on her beautiful face and how amazing it looked, I thought, okay, I need to go out and get this. So I tweeted her saying I was going to go out to Superdrug and get it, and unfortunately it wasn't in my Superdrug. So I had to pop out the following week and get it from the Oxford Boots. And essentially, it's a mousse. There's nothing particularly special about this, I would say. It's not groundbreaking, but it's such a lovely, intense colour. I don't actually put this on under my foundation like it recommends, because I don't find it shows up quite so much, and I end up having to put more on anyway. So I suggest bugging this on over the top, just building up the colour. Don't, you know, take a massive fingerful and throw it on your face straight away. Just, you know, take kind of small considered sweeps of it. Really blend it in with either a blush brush or a bronzing brush. It really doesn't matter what you choose to use to blend it in, just really give it a good blend and you get such fantastic contours on your face. I really have yet to find something that can rival this for the price. People have compared this to Chanel. I can't quite think of the name right now, but people have compared this to a Chanel product, and I cannot afford Chanel at the minute, so I don't really have that as a comparison, but I do love a good bronzer, and this currently is such a lovely colour and would look great on anyone, so I highly recommend, if you get a chance, to go pick up one of these. And for my third product, I realise I have gone slightly Bourjois mad at this point because I picked another Bourjois product, but this wasn't a kind of a sponsored thing at all. This was just the fact that I have been using these things this month and I've been absolutely loving them. Everyone's heard of the Bourjois nail polish remover, the 1 second one. This is actually my third bottle of this stuff. I cannot get enough of it, and I just thought, considering when I went to London on Friday, I hadn't done my nails, they looked absolutely horrendous. I popped this in my bag, I popped a Model's Own nail colour in there. I was able to quickly and easily remove my old nail varnish and put the new nail varnish on in a few minutes while I was on the train. And you know, people complain about the smell initially, and yes, it is quite strong, but that lovely smell that's on your nails afterwards, it just can't be beaten. It's just, oh, it says red fruit and vanilla fragrance. If you smell it directly from the bottle, you're really not going to get that fragrance. It leaves it afterwards on your nails. It's really, really strong. Yeah, I can smell it coming out of the bottle now. It's really quite strong. But you literally just, if you haven't got one of these, you literally just pop your finger in there. I'm not going to do it, it will remove my nail varnish. Pop your finger in there, give your finger a bit of a swirl and a pump. It might look a bit suggestive at first, but you get used to it. If we're going to talk about new hair, then we've got to talk about Bumble & Bumble. Now, I've been using their grooming cream quite a lot recently. With my longer hair, it probably wasn't as good because I couldn't really get that lift and that volume that it's really meant for. But now that I've got my short hair, it just looks fantastic. I've actually thrown a little bit through today, and you can just feel this kind of, it just stays. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. But to finish off, I've been using a little freebie that I got in the Elle magazine, which I'm pretty sure most beauty bloggers have got, and if you don't and you live in the UK, if there are still any of those magazines lying about, you need to pick up your copy of this. But it's the Bumble & Bumble thickening hairspray. Now this stuff, it's obviously it's a hairspray, but it creates such kind of, it's almost like a hair version of mascara. It gives you that volume, it gives you that oomph, it gives you everything you could possibly ask for in a hairspray and more. It goes that little bit extra distance, and obviously this is only the travel size version. This would usually be £7.50, and I think it's £4 if you buy the Elle magazine, so I wasn't gonna leave this at all. And I'm really glad I did get it, and it smells absolutely amazing as well. This smells like, well actually my boyfriend said it smells a bit like Jägermeister, and I think after he said that I can't get that smell in that kind of recognition out of my head at all. And it actually does smell a bit like Jägermeister, but not in the, oh, I just had a really heavy night and now I think this smells like Jägermeister, I'm going to throw up kind of way. It smells quite heavenly actually. I really, really like it, and it's actually been doing my hair wonders. So I've been using the grooming cream and this together, and it's the perfect combination. Completely tames my frizz. You know, and considering it's still quite muggy out there at the minute, even though most of the sunshine has decided to disappear on us, this is the perfect little lifesaver. I'm gonna move on to some skincare now, because skincare is such a massive thing. If you are a beauty blogger and you don't look after your skin, then your makeup is just going to look awful. I've recently picked up in the Boots 1/3 off skincare special promotion that they've got on, I picked up the Super Facialist by Una Brennan Vitamin C Plus Brighten Skin Renew Cleansing Oil. Now it's a massive mouthful and I can't say it without actually having the bottle in front of me to reference, because that is a ridiculously long name. But basically, this is an oil cleanser, and I've been using this to do the initial stage of my cleansing in the evening, to take off all my makeup with I use a cotton pad to do it on my eyes first, and then I just kind of massage the rest of it in with my fingers, another little bit of it, and then I use a flannel to remove the rest, or I use muslin cloth. Just a little touch of this and it just completely removes any impurities. It's makeup just kind of glides off with this, and I really like that. And I've been liking using an oil-based cleanser to remove my makeup first. It seems to do the job and get into all like the nitty-gritty bits, especially with my mascara. I have been helping it along a little bit and using some eye makeup remover first, but this kind of gets all the rest of the stuff out, anything I've missed. So this stuff is great, and it smells heavenly as well. It's so citrusy. I mean, I wish there was smell-o-vision right now. Just, oh, it's like a heavenly fruity drink on your face. And then I swoop in and I use my next favourite, which is the Pie. I think you say this Camellia and Rose. It's a gentle hydrating cleanser. Don't quote me if Camellia is wrong and it's Camellia, I'm really not entirely sure. But again, this comes with a cloth, so it's £25. and it's got the most heavenly smell to it, because I'm really not a there we go. I'm really not a rose person, and it annoys me because having dry skin and getting facial products, cleansers, whatever, most of the time it is rose scented, and for the life of me I can't find things that don't seem to have some kind of rose scent to them, and it drives me nuts because roses remind me of going around to my nan's when I was younger and making rose perfume, and as much as that's a really lovely memory that I've got, I don't really like that smell anymore. It reminds me of being a child, and it kind of sends me back and makes me feel too young almost. But the edge is taken off the rose with this, and I use this as my follow-up cleanser. After I've used my oil-based cleanser, I go in with this. It says to use 2 to 3 pumps of cream on damp skin, but I just find one generous pump is more than enough for my face. I don't know whether I've got a small face or whether I'm just not doing it right. I'm entirely not sure, but this seems to cover my entire face. I just massage that into my skin after I've used the Unibrennen, kind of really get in really deep into the pores. It drags up all of the impurities and dirt that's been left in underneath, and then I use the cloth that was supplied, a nice warm damp cloth, remove all of that, and my skin is so soft afterwards. Depending on if I've had a particularly bad week, especially on the weekends, I'll go in with a face mask after that just to kind of make sure that I'm getting out everything that can possibly be removed, I suppose. But generally for an evening cleanse, for my evening double cleanse, I will be using Unibrennen and Pie. So after I've done my skincare routine, I will be moving on to hyaluron. Okay, now I know this is £25 for a 30ml bottle, and it is a heck of a lot, but because the third off skincare was on, I thought I need to get this in my life. £16.66 for this was just crazy good. It had to be bought, and I can't believe it took me this long to buy it. Now that I've actually experienced it on my skin and how much of a difference it has made to my skincare routine, I will definitely be repurchasing this at full price. I don't care what other people say. Some people say it's a very hyped up product. For me, for someone with really dry skin, really dehydrated skin, with patches that just don't seem to shift no matter what I do with them, this stuff has just revolutionized the way I do my skincare. Now with the double cleanse and then my toner, and then I put this on afterwards, it has just changed the game. It really has. My skin feels baby smooth afterwards now. I think it's just helping my moisturizer really do its job. I mean, essentially what this does is it's supposed to help your products work better. It's supposed to help them retain 1,000 times more moisture, basically. There's a lot of science behind this. I'm not going to go into it. If you want to know more, you need to do a little bit of a Google search. I will be putting a review up of hyaluron on my blog very soon because this deserves a post all its own. I will definitely be investing in other Indeed Labs products, probably Nano Blur next. I've heard quite a lot of interesting things about that. You really don't need much of this either, so it may be quite expensive, but you use the smallest pea-sized amount, really work it into the skin, and then you go about your usual routine. It takes not very much extra time at all, and it is worth the investment. Finally, when it comes to skincare, the actual part after I've done all my initial cleansing and I've put my hyaluron on and all that good stuff, I've been reaching for the Dr. Hauschka Rose Day Cream Light. This stuff, again, another rose-based product, which I'm like, oh, roses, but there's definitely an ingredient within rose that helps dry skin, so I'm not going to moan too much about fragrance when it comes to the results. Now, Dr. Hauschka is a brand that I am absolutely in love with. They're such a good brand. If you haven't heard about Dr. Hauschka before, you really need to do some research, find out about them. Their ethos, their company is just oh, they're just great. They're the type of company that you really want to be investing in. They do some fantastic products that actually work. They're not trying to fob you anything, and the prices are fantastic. I actually have, I mean, this isn't part of my favourites this month, although it should be. The Dr. Hauschka facial toner is what I use before I put on my hyaluron, and this stuff is fantastic. Not only does it come in a spray bottle, so you can spray the stuff directly into your face without having to waste cotton wool pads or, you know, whatever else it is that you decide to use to apply a facial toner. It just, oh, it just works. It makes my skin so radiant, it reduces my pores, it improves the elasticity of my skin. Now, I know I can't say for sure that this is definitely what's happening, it's just claims on a bottle, but it's definitely improved the texture, just everything about my skin, so I kind of feel like it is increasing or helping the elasticity of my skin, and I'm going to appreciate this when I'm older and it does work. But yeah, that's not a favourite, although I suppose it's kind of getting an honourable mention, as it were. But moving back onto the actual moisturiser, you really need the smallest amount of this. It doesn't look great when it comes out of the tube, I have to admit. It looks kind of, it's slightly brown. I mean, you won't really see that that looks ever so slightly brown on camera, but you need the smallest amount of this worked in. A little goes a long way, especially if you do use hyaluron beforehand, because that just helps everything do its job 1,000 times better. It's really light, it blends in well. I can't feel it on my skin after I've done, like, literally I will rub everything in really well and then it's gone. There's no waiting around for it to dry. I can go and do my makeup then and there. It's fantastic. It doesn't smell so badly of roses. I can get past that. The texture, the feel, the moisture that is included in my skin after I use this is just wonderful. This mixed with the toner, everything, it's, my skin is probably the best it's been in a really long time. If you haven't checked out Dr. Hauschka, please do. Thank you for watching my August favourites. If you liked it, can you give me a thumbs up? It just helps me realise what you guys like to watch and what videos I need to make in the future. If you've got any of the products or you want to recommend anything to me, can you leave a comment down in the comments box below? If you haven't already, could you subscribe as well? That would make me a massively happy girl. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye!